There we go. We're live. Howdy, everyone. It is Crow's Nest No Quarter, episode 62. That's right. And this one is wrong, just wrong. And I want Kickside to give me a reason to have a positive title, but we'll get into that later on. So we'll say howdy to everyone, and then I'll dip back over to YouTube. So I'm going to go the other way this time. So g'day, Cuttlefish.
Hello. How's the bounty going for everyone?
We'll get into that, no doubt. And howdy, Shane.
Hello, peoples.
And howdy, Watchman.
Hi, everyone.
And we've got Damnation.
Your bright ray of sunshine and positivity when it comes to battle pirates.
And I'm RV. And the link is in the YouTube chat too. I might stick it back in because we'll probably scroll past it now. So how's your bounty going, Cuddle? Take it away.
Well, I did the Kicksai employee bases when they first came out because I was lucky enough to be on when, the bounty started. And I'll say that I think it's kind of shady that they were only up for about 2 hours. But I managed to get about 45,000 points during those 2 hours, and now I just don't seem to be able to motivate myself to do any more of the bounty.
I would totally agree with that. I had a lot of fun doing bounty when the Kicks employees bases were out there. I was able to do. I had so much fun. I even spent a couple coins on it. And, I was having lots of fun. I didn't feel like I was groveling for points. And then after they went away, it was just like, this is way too much of a grind. I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, I think they really need to have them spawn sporadically throughout the course of the entire thing because there's so many people that can't even participate in that first 2 hours because, they're at work or it's at the middle of the night, the part of the world that they're in or whatever. And just having them only spawn that once. This is just like, remember when they had what the fuck did they call it? The bonus bases that used to randomly spawn and people would always get screwed out of them because they didn't, you never knew when they were spawning and it was always seemed to be at a certain time that a whole bunch of people got shafted. Like, it's literally, they have not learned, once again, they have not learned from their past history of mistakes.
Yeah, if they'd have done them, say, spawned them every 8 hours, then I think everybody on different continents would have had a chance to get on them at some time.
Yeah, it was definitely nice making some ground with those Kickside bases. But yeah, I've been trying to get some points, but I'm too having a hard time getting motivated to go out there and do it because it's like you said, I feel like I'm groveling for those points. But I mean, I'm kind of behind still in everything. I've only got 3 breachers I'm working with. 2 the only new part on them is the Conqueror battery. Other than that, it's whatever what came out with them. That's the equipment I have on them. No upgrades or nothing to the newer stuff except that Conqueror battery. But I have found that you might not want to hit the teens, the 100 and teens bases and stuff. You're sticking down to the 103s and 99s and stuff like that because they're easier with them. If you look at those teen bases, just go in there and look at them. If they don't have no heavy turrets, they're doable. Just as doable as those 90s and stuff. It's just a matter of, you just got to peek in there and look at them. And some of them are giving up bases. And you'll get that 1,000 points for going in there and taking out a few warehouses in the outpost. So I've been making a little bit better ground because I've been going in and peeking those larger targets. And some of them were quit bases and no new stuff. So
I couldn't start playing the bounty till about, it was 12 hours ago. I know it was 12 hours, it was midday. And now it's just gone midnight in the UK, yeah. The lag was so bad I couldn't even move the map. So I missed sort of like a day and a half of the bounty, virtually, you know what I mean? It was just absolutely appalling.
I've been having that problem too. The map just locking up and you can't go nowhere or move it or at all or nothing.
click on anything. No, it just wasn't working. Yeah, and it finally this morning or midday, it started to like play better, and I thought, okay, I've got to give it a go. You know what I mean? And it seems, it seems to, it's been okay today. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's been better. You know what I mean? It's playable. Just, but it was absolutely unplayable before.
Yeah, I haven't actually started yet. I've had a shit of a week computer wise. There was obviously an update that went down and it screwed, oh man, so many things of mine, and I uninstalled this and I reinstalled that, and so at the moment I don't really have any confidence, and it's all the Flash based stuff, so I don't really know why it's affected me quite so badly, and I've gone back and taken that update out and all that sort of stuff. But I have been trying to pay attention to what's going on, and I really liked that the employee bases were nice and obvious this time, because I saw Damnation hitting some, I don't know, whatever morning it was. So that was cool. I think that's a good thing and they should stick with it. But like Damnation said, the random spawning is a much better way of doing it, because, you've adjusted the time for the Australian team, yet most people are at work. So it just doesn't make any sense. So I was kind of a bit pissed off about that. But because I'd had so many computer troubles, I'm behind in my FM, I'm behind in all sorts of things. So I think I'll just give this one a miss, to be honest.
Well, the thing is I was actually online when they were spawning. I could see them there, but I couldn't fucking move the map to get anywhere near them. You know what I mean? I couldn't play the game. So,
yeah,
that's even more frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. And that was the thing, when I was watching Damnation, I'm like, oh, I could pretend to suddenly have BP flu and hit a couple of these, but yeah, it just with all the Flash issues I've been having, it's just, I couldn't even. There was no point in even starting it. So yeah. And the other thing I thought was pretty shady was that now that so many people have got 5 howlers, is that they've gotten rid of the 129 bases, which is pretty rubbish.
What 129 bases? I don't know
So
what you're talking about.
You know how we had the so you have your normal player bases, you've got the your opponent bases, and then there was the level 129 kick spaces that were, when they were introduced to Bounty, were quite hard, and then as builds have progressed, like the last Bounty, they were amazingly easy, because you'd just take your 5 howlers and go in there and not get any damage. And I know there were people hitting them with eradicators and shrikes and all sorts of things.
Those were the ones that they introduced the blitz on, right?
Yeah, those were the blitz
Okay,
bases.
so now everything.
I think what happened is since everything can be blitzed now, that they got rid of.
Yeah.
Because you can blitz every single bounty target at this point.
Yeah, but is that because of that?
Well, it certainly seems weird to me that they made everything blitz after that, and also putting the prize in the leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's not weird. That's just money grubbing.
That's just yeah. Okay, so it's fucked up. Is what it is. I mean, but yeah, definitely I agree, because that's a crock of shit. They want to call it a strategy game, but here you can blitz everything, and we're going to put the prize in the leaderboard. That's just straight up fucking money grab. Just there's no tactical or ingenuity or hard work at it. It's just how big's your wallet and how many times can you click that damn button. That's not strategy.
Well, that's what got me my permamute on Discord, was saying that how can you call this a strategy game when people can literally just buy their points? Like, where's the strategy and pushing a button and paying for it? And that's what got me permamuted on Discord.
Yeah.
This bounty, I mean, I've blitzed some in the past. This bounty, I mean, I only started, say, just a fraction over 12 hours ago, and because the issues that was having with lag and but I've been hitting player bases, you know, and there's a lot of player bases out there still worth 3K or more, you know what I mean, that you can hit, and I've got about 111K, you know, today. I mean, I've spent a lot of seat time, you know what I mean, but it's a Saturday, so.
What is your goal in terms of points? I mean, I looked at this and I'm looking at like 50K, and I've got everything I want.
I've got what I wanted. I wanted to get the bits to upgrade the Basilisk to U2, yeah, or to finish it off. So I had it. It was already at U1. I'd spent days doing it. I'd done the TLC as well. I spent the last of the tokens that I picked up from the bounty. The last 3 tokens, I went, yay, good, it's going to be at U2, and it was still U1. I thought, what? Because I've only got one mortar basilisk, okay, you know, so it's not like a mistake you can make. I've only got one mortar basilisk, yeah, and that was really at U1, and it stayed. I mean, I've sent the ticket in for it, but I did the upgrade, 11 days worth. It swallowed all my tokens up, swallowed all the TLC stuff up, and it's still at U1. So yeah, not happy bunny on this one at the moment. So it's been a fun weekend with not being able to get on for the first day and a half, and then working to get the prize, you know, get something you wanted, only to find that it didn't fucking take, basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ross is having some time with his lady friend, but one of the things that he wanted me to mention was that a lot of the time people aren't getting the option to blitz, and that's because of the, you know, how they have the flash up of the connecting to server or whatever. So I wonder if that's what happened, you know, when you did your final one or something like that, maybe.
Possibly it's glitched it, yeah. It's like, so I was thinking, yay, you know, finally I've got it, you know, like, and I looked, so I went, oh, it's still U1. What the fuck?
And
no, I refreshed, you know, you refresh and everything like that. Just think, it's eating all my fucking tokens, you know what I mean? Everything. You know, I've done the TLC, like, which was not keen. That was pretty painful doing that bastard thing, you know? But I wanted to get it done because I wanted to use it for the rest of the, well, you know, over this weekend.
Yeah.
And, oh, fuck it, yeah. I mean, you know, this is the thing that makes people rage quit. At the moment,
I was going to say that's table flipping shit, isn't it?
It is. You know, I mean, at the moment, I'm just thinking, yeah, what a, you know, fuck it. If they don't sort this shit out right for me, then yeah, you know, it's thieving fucks, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? Because there is so many little glitches that go on, and it, you know, it must happen to so many people. They've done this, they've done that, or this happens, you know, and they go, "Can you prove it?" And you think, for fuck's sake, you know, your game's a pile of spaghetti glitch crap. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can see that I've done the TLC. You can see that I've done, you know, where I am in the bounty, and that I've taken the tokens. Just upgrade my fucking ship and give me a couple of gold for my fucking aggravation you've caused me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I know one thing I've said for years now is, how broken do you know that your game has to be that you expect me to be videotaping it every single time that I play, that I can send you in video evidence, you know? Like, how broken do you know that your game has to be for you to expect me to be doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and is it reasonable for these game people to expect us to take screenshots and videos of everything in their game, which takes days and days to do?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the other reasons that I didn't start Bounty, or I haven't started Bounty, is because, you know, there's no major announcement with streamers and party balloons saying, hey, we found what was wrong with Bounty and we fixed it and you'll have a fantastic experience. So I know I'm not holding my breath waiting for that one, but
yeah,
probably make me a bit more inclined to do it, I must say.
Yeah, be the cure for cancer first, yeah.
I haven't done a tally of points that I need, but I still need a lot more. And I mean, I've gotten up to 85,000 so far. but I've gotten one howler. I've grabbed me up a couple of those HT transformers, but I only had 2 before already. But I picked up 2 of the weapons also, a missile and the launcher so far. I mean, I'm back down to 0 points again, but I mean, I'd still like to get 2 more howlers. I'd like to get a couple of basilisk. I mean, that's 60,000. Then I've still got weapons that are 10,000 each. All 3 of those armors that are 10,000 each. I mean, I still need a lot, but that's because I'm that far behind.
Exactly. It's dependent upon where you are. I mean, I could only take 3 of the HT transformers because I already had 5. I've put those 3 in now today. Obviously, I already had 5 howlers, so I didn't need them. I was really just after a few new bits and the bits for the basilisk and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I mean, if I want to do anything with those basilisks, I'd still have to get those. Those are like 10,000 for every 100 kits, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I can kind of catch up a little bit, I don't see myself catching up with getting everything on board,
Mm.
Well, you're only getting free.
Now, if they had the kick side deals out there, I might have a chance of doing it.
You're only getting 3 days worth of build tokens from that anyway.
Yeah, but at least if I got all the GARPs to do it with, I could, take my time to do it, use what tokens I could get, but at least I would have it. I mean, I don't see myself reaching that goal at this pace, with just the regular targets out there.
I must correct myself, not build tokens, they're upgrade tokens.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think there were a couple of deals that I saw before it started, but they were, again, not the $20 deals that people like. They were, 30, 39, all that sort of stuff for, one. I think there was a lurker one and there was a howler one, and I think there was a basilisk one as well. And, at the moment I've got a couple of upgrade ones and stuff like that.
Those kits in this bounty are super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing those quite a bit cheaper. It'd be a lot better in range for me if they were like 2,000 a set instead of 10,000 a set. That would give them 10,000 total cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 80,000, 40,000 on these. There's only 4 of those for the howler, and if the cost was a little bit, if the price was better, it might be more attainable. Especially just on like kits, you know what I mean? That should be cheaper.
Have you seen the basilisks working? You see basilisks?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I seen one the other day. A guy was hitting a replica base, and he had 3 howlers and 2 basilisk in there, and he couldn't kill the in a replica base. He couldn't kill the dock, and that was hilarious to watch because he was pissed.
Okay. Well, we've had a couple of our players using them most of the day, and one of them, has gone to over 700 medals. It's working pretty well. You know what I mean? And he's hitting, some larger lights. So yeah, if you know how to use them, they work really well. And I was hoping to have one myself. Thank you, Kicksai. But yeah.
Yeah, works. I mean, this will just be it'll just be it'll be like this for 3 weeks, and then they'll nerf them anyway. So, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean that is why. I mean, getting back to why they're so expensive. In the raid. Of course, I don't agree with how expensive they are, but because if you can get the basilisks upgraded, they are very effective in the right basis. You know what I mean? Yeah, very effective. So.
Well, I bet they could be good in some of these bases because, like I said, I peak them. I only got the 3 breachers, but if I did have 2 basilisk, the launchers is what keeps me out. If I had those basilisk, the bases don't have no guard fleet in them, so there's no countermeasures out there and I could at range take out what would hurt me and then walk through there with my breachers.
The basilisk,
for sure.
The basilisk, if you drive it up on the land, It's got a range of about 10.3 lantiles.
Yeah.
I did see a hit with 4 basilisks, all upgraded to U2, going up against an OP with 280 approximately 1,000 explosive deflection, and it just shredded it. Millions and millions of hit points every time those mortars hit. I honestly can't explain how it's doing that much damage.
Yeah.
But
I know
yeah, they're proving to be highly effective.
Yeah, I know Geordie was pretty successful last bounty. He was going around and just, seeing who hadn't fixed their base and was doing it that way. So no doubt he's been having fun this time if he's got them up to you too. So
you're saying, Cuddle, that somehow each individual mortar is somehow doing over 280k explosive damage?
Far, probably 10 times that amount, maybe more.
Yeah, sure seems like something's broken to me.
Yeah, blowing off chunks of the OP that has, 68 million hit points? It's blowing off, visible chunks off of the red, off of our life bar. It's got to be in the million hit point range. And I don't know how it's doing it.
That's broken. That's how.
That's what I think. I also think it's broken. Yeah, there was splash damage reduction on the OP. The explosive bulwark covered with the explosive deflection plates. 200 plus fortification, plus some other buffs from nearby buildings and all that. No, ripped through them. And even if, before he got to the OP, he was shooting the warehouse next to the OP. And of course, that was taking chunks out of the warehouse. But it was also taking chunks out of the OP, which means the splash damage was getting over to there. And that's at range bracket, from the center of the warehouse to the center of the OP? There's supposed to be some fall off there.
Yeah.
The building has splash damage reduction.
Range.
Yeah, building a splash damage reduction.
So you're saying,
still cutting through.
So you're saying there's multiple things they've gotten wrong? I can't believe that.
I
know. That doesn't sound real good. And of course, I guess, did they have any countermeasure turrets in or anything like that? Like, I know obviously the hard-nosed one or whatever it is can't be countered. But...
It was only the hard-nosed one that was doing this damage.
Okay.
Yep. That's all you need.
And considering that hard-nosed one starts at 40,000 damage, how the hell do you multiply that out to 2 million? Or 20 million to take chunks off of this building.
I'm sure it's just a graphical error. I'm sure it's just...
Quite possibly. Very good. Well, that doesn't sound like fun. So it doesn't sound like it's been a very, very interesting bounty so far. I notice the leaderboards aren't ridiculous.
Well, you got that one dude is up to 900,000 now. So
yeah, but that's only 900,000.
Well, to me, that's a lot of freaking points. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Well, a lot.
Or a lot of button clicks.
I was going to say, if you mean by a lot of work, hitting the button a bunch of times, yeah, that's a ton of work.
Well, to me, I'd actually be hitting the targets. That would be a lot of work, but yeah, it's no skill when you can just keep clicking the button because you got a gold MasterCard or some shit,
Well, I mean, the reason that I say it's not much of a score is because in the old language that would have been whatever it is, 9 million, and it's we would have been in the billions by now. So certainly at this stage, last bounty, it would have been in the billions. So
bounty points haven't changed, so why would we have been in the billions?
There was, in the past, we have seen people with this. We're talking thousands in this, we're talking thousands, yeah. We're getting at the moment instead of millions. But But even then, we still saw people getting 2.5 million plus in previous bounties when there was no way they could possibly have spent that.
Well, I don't think the whale prizes are that good. The whale bait is not that good this time around.
I guess it all depends on how interested you are in the whole shipwreck interceptor thing.
I think it's clever of Kixeye putting the whale bait prizes as something that no one can see, as they are not in the game at this point in time. So spend your money on something that will come out later.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
on
even in the
that note-
shipyard, is it?
Yeah, on that note, shall we segue over to shipwrecks and interceptors?
Yeah, I think that's a great intro into that whole topic.
I think so too. And where I got the title from this show for. So let me just... how do I put myself on present? Yeah, I just click myself, don't I?
Yeah, you just click yourself, and then there's see that little arrow when you click yourself?
Yep. Yeah.
And then you just hit like present to everyone or whatever. We're professionals, people. Don't try this at home.
Oh man, that's freaking me out. Just me watching it. All right. So this is the forum link to that. So hopefully you've all read it by now, but oh man, I don't even know where to start on this rubbish. So
Just pick out the important parts and highlight them. That's all you got to do.
all right. So basically, Wrong Think is talking about all the problems of the past, of the complexity and the mismatched content, the cost, the player stratification, and the value of stuff. So for their solution to that, they've come up with these interceptors that will be the answer to us doing fleet versus.
He's obsessed with the word stratification, isn't he?
The other one I liked was that a hull was agnostic, and it's like, for fuck's sake. I know what that means, but
my whole does not believe in God.
I know, right? Are you fucking serious? All right.
Somebody has one of those word-a-day calendars on their desk.
My fleet was discombobulated.
It's just fucking does my head in. But anyway, never mind. But yes, stratification is a good one. So anyway, so they've come up with these interceptors. So basically they are going to be very limited ships. So the top 15 in bounty can win between 3 and 1 of these hulls. They have 1 weapon slot, 1 special slot, and they have firing arcs, and that's about all we know about them. Apart from when there's a blue one and there's a black one.
Wait, how many weapon slots did you say?
1.
Okay.
I know, right?
1 weapon slot, and it's supposed to have a firing arc, so like just a certain direction with just 1 weapon?
Yes. Yes. So the deal is that we're supposed to be fighting over these shipwrecks, which for the old school players are kind of like the mining platforms that we used to have fun with a long time ago. And there's going to be like it seems to be that you know we'll get uranium, titanium resources, etc. And then there'll be alliance ones as well. So so there's single shipwrecks that you can do on your own, and somebody can come and steal them from you. At this stage, I think just using these interceptors, like I don't know why they can't generate excitement in this community, why everything's got to have a barrier after a barrier, but you've got to do this and you've got to do that. And wouldn't it just be better to just roll it out to the masses and say, here, have fun, make us money, because you're all going to have fun. But no, there's blockage and barriers. At the moment, they've got a maximum coin cost of 3 coins, but that's at the moment, so you can know that that's going to change very shortly. I think that's the basics of it.
The other thing on that is you have to hold it. I don't know if it's to the individual one. I think it might only be for the Alliance one, but you got to hold it for an hour.
Yeah.
Maximum of an hour, but yes,
Yeah.
and that's everybody.
Yeah.
Now, and once again, this content, the interceptors, even though they're a prize, are not actually in the game, so we can't actually see them yet.
Mhm.
But too many questions about these. We'll be able to take any PvP fleet into these shipwrecks, which so the shipwrecks are a PvP target, so we won't be able to take any of our PvE stuff in there. And the interceptors, though they seem cool in a 3-ship fleet and fast, hopefully fast and whatever, I don't know how good they would be to, say, holding something for an hour. I think I don't know, defenders or some conquerors would hold it better than, 3 ships.
Well, especially when those 3 ships have like 1 weapon on them. Now, granted, we haven't seen the weapon to know what kind of damage it does or anything, but...
And we can't even answer one of the first question I had when I saw these. How will they do against submarines? Because if not, a gluttony will wreck this entire thing. Anyone who's holding it, you just go in, sweep them clean with a gluttony, and move in somebody else.
Well, I think that can apply to a lot of hulls. So it just seems so mismatched from the start, and like this should be exciting us. This should be, inspiring us to want to go and do it. But it's like, well, surely I would just take a Conqueror hull that has better range and 4 billion bloody armor points or whatever, and I'd just go in there and pop them. It just, I just don't understand it.
What, the interceptors are supposed to be used in the shipwreck target?
Yeah.
Okay, and the shipwreck target is supposed to be like the old mines that they used to stick them Leviathans on, and the fleet would come out every now and again.
Yeah. From what
so what are you just supposed to sit in there and watch the damn fleet until something pops out and comes and hits you? That's boring as hell.
I thought it was supposed to actually be more similar to the second iteration of mines that we had.
What, the resource mines, when we go in there and hit that big target, and then you'd get that 4 million, whatever.
Right.
That it would fill you up like a gas pump.
Well, that was my understanding. I could be wrong, though. I'm honestly not paying attention to a lot of the shit.
Yeah, I remember them. They laid a lot of timer on them, sort of thing, didn't they?
I remember those one targets. You had to go in there and hit it, and then you'd sit there like a gas pump, and it'd fill all them resources into your ships.
That was right. Yeah, that was the second ones, wasn't it, that they introduced? Yeah.
The other thing is, even though the interceptors come with a weapon and a special slot, which the components are interceptor only. So, I mean, it comes with our components for no additional cost. So there's not going to be that much variation in it. The same sort of way on our Saturn, we have two CICs to choose from and can't use anything else. So not going to be a lot of interesting
choice or diversity.
Builds.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and they say that it's supposed to be all about the skill of driving, which is good, like that's part of the things that I've said quite a few times, that that fleet versus fleet is quite skillful. But if all the ships are the same, it's like we may as well just be doing it with gunboats. It's like it just doesn't make any sense, and it's
give us that little gunboat that had 15 weapons on it and was super uber badass. That was a badass arena that one weekend.
That still goes down as my most favorite activity in this game.
Why can't they just make the boats that I have already good at fleet versus fleet?
I know.
Why can't they do that?
Yeah.
Well, they probably already are. It's the cost that puts people off.
At one point in time, we had boats that were good for everything and at a reasonable cost. I mean, are these guys not as smart as the previous teams if they can't do that?
Also, these interceptors, in this final paragraph under player stratification, you can see that there's going to be upgrades for the interceptors as well.
Mm-hmm.
That surprises you?
No, not at all.
Just something. I mean, they have to be built in the
Conqueror.
Conqueror hole, yeah. Where we're doing our 11-day upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, don't put them into the
can't-
shipyard, because my shipyard is blocked off for the next 4 months.
Yeah, I can't see a problem with that. There'll be no overlap. Yeah.
Well, see, I guess that's the problem. There wasn't enough pressure on your Conqueror yard to make you have to spend money there, so they had to put more pressure on that one too now.
Yeah.
Could you scroll up to the part where they talk about the actual shipwrecks themselves?
Sure.
Because it's the Alliance one that's interesting. Specifically around the Alliance one, there's going to be a red ring of water.
Mm-hmm.
Which there is a brand new mechanic in the game where it kind of looks like we will be able to hit moving ships. And that is brand new. The contested waters area.
Yeah.
Fleets move much slower, and second, any fleet within there can attack any other fleet in the same water. Now, I don't like these contested waters or the Alliance things. To me, it sounds just like the Golden Nexus, something for the titanically large alliances to hold. And
just reminded me, got to get me Nexus points.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's fine. I think alliances should be chopped in half down to 50 people. Make it much more blood, There'd be a lot more combat up there, and people would fight.
Well, they'd just be sister groups and wouldn't fight each other. They'd just still split up and take 2 different nexuses, 3 different nexuses.
So, the question I have for you all is, what could possibly be as a prize in these Alliance shipwrecks that your Alliance would actually want?
Ooh, good question.
Uranium?
No.
Uranium? Would that be good? Titanium? Would that be good?
Gold.
Yes, it would have to be tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else is just meaningless. So it would have to be tokens.
They can put gold in there.
Blue diamonds.
Or
because
kits.
Wrong game, RP. Wrong game.
All the pressure is on builds, isn't it?
No, I think you're 100% right there, Cuddle, because the only thing that's going to be in there is either upgrade kits or tokens. That's what's going to drive people doing this.
I don't see them putting tokens in there, though, honestly, because the people who are going to be hitting this kind of stuff is the people that spend tons of money on ship builds, and they're the last people that they want to give a bunch of tokens to that don't have to pay a crap ton of money for. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, they have a problem there. What could they possibly put in there to attract the alliances to actually come and fight over these, and yet not, disrupt the game?
Well, they don't necessarily need anything. The e-penises do wonders for this game, man. Like that, every raid and every bounty and every event we ever see, we see people getting billions and billions and billions of points that they don't need.
Well,
so they don't necessarily really have to put any motivating thing in there other than people's e-penises.
Well, I mean, it could effectively be like Mega Holes 2, isn't it? Whereas, the only time that the Mega Hole is any use whatsoever is during the bounty if you can get a Gold Nexus. For the rest of the month, it's a complete pile of shit. Sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was closer to the expeditions. Where are they being used anymore?
Well, now that I'm actually getting some parts, I've got an expedition base parts going. That's the only one I'll ever do is the base parts. I mean, when I'm working on my base, of course, I've got the base part expedition going with the old cannoneers in there. You know, I won't scrap them just for that reason. They can get me like, you know, an influx. But when I'm not working on my base, yeah, I don't run expedition.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
I used to do them occasionally during raids and stuff like that, but the payouts are so phenomenally low apart from the base part one that it's just not really worth worrying about. You know, even if it was a 6-day raid and you started it off at the start, you're still not really going to get that much out of it. So.
Yeah, and I mean, from what they're saying down there, it's like the prizes are going to change, so we don't even know what they're going to be given.
No.
Like I said, they could be given titanium, uranium, then tokens, maybe structure build tokens because it says lifting up your lower alliance of members. You know, they might need help on their base, so it might offer that. But they don't even can realize what the hell we want out of the game. How are they going to know what to give us through these varied prizes? You know, I have no confidence in them knowing what the hell's best for the game because they've proven they don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing too is that if these are hulls that are specifically designed on skill and good driving, here we have an event of bounty that, you know, you can't even scroll the map. So how on earth can you possibly succeed and use your skill that, you know, we've developed of driving, which is kind of what we wanted, to do this if you can't even participate in the battle?
Yeah. I've had a few flash crashes myself and freaking fleet just sitting there like a dumb shit till I can get loaded back up.
Yeah.
All participating in the battle is overrated.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Yes.
I'm just changing my batteries. Sorry about all the clunking.
It's just die and coin at the end.
Yeah.
You've refreshed, yeah.
Yeah. And the other part of this, there's just so many things to this that just leaves me dumbfounded and speechless even more than I am normally. And it's, you know, so there's only really one player who's going to be able to build these things. The other ones in the bounty are going to have, you know, 2 or 1. So who's he going to fight against? What's he going to do? So you're giving one player the opportunity to be able to do this, and the rest of us have just got to bumble along getting shards of limited stuff to.
Well, how many blueprints does like second place and third place get? Because didn't I read somewhere you can only have 3 in a fleet?
Yeah. So the first place gets 1, and then 2 to whatever. Well, actually, it's going to be more than 15.
Yeah, the first place gets the 3. He gets 3
of each.
Yeah, and then the next down they get 2.
2 and then 1.
Okay.
But still, who are they fighting against? Themselves. Well, whoopee.
I think it's 2 through 6 get 2, and then 7 through 15 get 1.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Does anybody know if we can use these in base guard? Can we put them in our defense fleet?
I don't think so. I think this is part of the problem, is that they're going to be so limited that it's going to take what we wanted as fun and, again, just put barrier and blockage that they're just not going to let that happen.
It seems like they take every idea that we give them and pervert it in some way so that it totally ends up not being anywhere remotely what we wanted. But yet they say, "Oh, we listened to you." No, you didn't. Obviously, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said we wanted a party. So you provide, so Kickstarter give you non-alcoholic beer and a sound pressure meter that you can't go over a certain, you know. So
Yeah.
you know,
You can only go to 3 decibel.
Yeah.
You know, basically that's their party, isn't it? You know,
and you can only have 3 people.
I'll say on top of that, it's a sausage party and no chicks show up.
So all you end up with is a circle jerk.
And they're 3 people you don't even know. But anyway, it's unbelievable. So it's interesting that down the end of this, he says that, the team haven't had so much fun in a long time. And it's like, do you know what? It's not actually about you guys.
I don't care if you're having fun. You're supposed to be making a product that we have fun at.
Yeah, I thought this was players first. I seem to remember reading that more than once, that it was players first.
No, that went away when they canned Just Mike. That's why they canned him, because he was actually trying to put players first. And we can't have that.
But it wasn't. Oh no, Will's was Long Live Battle Pirates, wasn't it?
And these were the same guys who said that the mines coming off the NEMXs were useful, and they were having a lot of fun setting traps and all that stuff. So,
well, is anybody on the panel looking forward to this at all?
Nope.
No. Especially
I would really like to, but the realistic part of me knows that it's going to be 3 months before I can even bother to try.
Mm-hmm.
How about a conditional yes, because I really like this new mechanic they're putting in of the contested waters. If they can get that to work, and then in theory expand that so it's all across the map, that would change PvP, as we would be able to hit ships as they move, and that would be really nice.
But let me ask this: you don't really engage in PvP, right?
Yes, I do not engage in PvP.
So then why would you care about that at all?
Because I don't participate in it, this is them actually adding to the game, and I would like to see if they could get it to work.
Well, it really don't make a lot of sense to me. Contested waters, from what I understand, you're saying all it is a slow debuff, right? To where you sludge through the water and you're slower. So maybe now your mortars or your rockets that have slow speed can hit them. But didn't we build fleets with high-speed ballistic rounds and more accuracy missiles? And we come to develop ways to do fleet-to-fleet?
Shane, my understanding is it's a debuff on, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a debuff on the world map, correct?
Yes, once you enter the Red Ring, you can get jumped by enemy fleets, and normally on the world
caught
map,
out in the map,
right?
Yes,
normally on the world map. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about in combat. They were running around.
Getting sniped coming out of hitting the base is going to become much more prevalent because of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to see that mechanic explored and get developed more, because I think that could help the game.
Well, sure it goes. I mean, look, let's be honest. I'm in a reasonably large alliance, yeah. Now, but I'm not sure that I agree with this, because I think this alliance, the versions of them, yeah, it's going to be the same people holding on to the same people that hold on to Nexus and stuff like that, to that extent, yeah, and still. There's still the lower levels are not going to. They're not going to catch up. They're not going to get what they need, because the bigger guys are still going to be grabbing all the spoils.
On that, it still seems kind of weird to me. Okay, we just got rid of sniping, and this is a way to try to get. Well, let's get it back in the game. Well, why the fuck do you even take it out of the game if you want to try to put it back in? Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me. It's all about sniping, being able to snipe a fleet.
Well, and that leads me to believe, like Cuddle says, he thinks it's good. He thinks it's going to be good for the game. And I have to say, I have a far different view. Lo and behold, I don't agree with Cuddle. Imagine that. But I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, why am I going to even go hit bases now when I'm probably going to get sniped pretty much every time when I come out of it?
Well, no, because the contested waters is only around the shipwreck, or only around
for now.
Yeah. So, and I guess it depends, because it's like I can see where they're going with this. I think back to those old days of 20 players, protecting a base and stuff like that, and I think that's really what they're trying to aim for. Or what they think they've heard we want. and you would click on the, you'd have whatever ships you have in your fleet, and you'd click on the fleet. Okay, so that's a level 40 fleet, so I reckon I can take it, or I'm not even going to try, or you get the surprise when you actually start the battle to go, oh shit, that was a level 40, and now it's got something in it that's going to absolutely cane me, so I've got to run around the map for 5 minutes. I think that's what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, but if they hadn't made the new armors and some of the the new hulls crazy ass large, it would have been much better if it would just been a free for all. You could bring any fleet in, to the Alliance ones, and anyone could come in and have some fucking fun, whether they feel like it or not.
Yeah.
If you get where I'm coming from, you got to have specific holes to do this.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I agree, because it was like you would see what sort of fleet it was, and people would put, I don't know, whatever ship it was, and that would be, their lead hull wouldn't, you'd think that might be 5 of that hull, and then you'd go in there and you'd find it's a Shane fleet with 1 sub, 2 things of this and 1 of that or something, and you're going to get your ass handed to you. And that
Yeah,
that was all the tension.
When you used to be really good at doing, if you did a lot of fleet versus fleet, you could a lot of times look at the fleet level and that would tell you exactly what was in there. So
that's right.
Yeah, that's how I used to do it.
Yeah, you'd see the lead ship, but then you'd see the fleet level, and you're like, well, obviously that's not a fleet of all those.
That's right.
So you would have a pretty good idea of what would be in there.
Yeah. Which now we wouldn't be able to do, because the fleet levels are so crazy high and they could have anything in them. But I mean, it still goes back to the point of what's stopping me. I can see somebody's got, an interceptor as a lead ship. So one of their ships is at least an interceptor, and they can only have 2 other ships. So what's to stop me taking 5 breaches in there with the longest range I've possibly got? And, I'm faster than them, so they've got their piddly little 1 weapon slot, which, whatever they choose, you'll be able to get around one way or the other. And I guess maybe that's where the tension is, that you don't know what sort of weapon they've got. But you're still probably going to win. So I just don't, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. And again, they can't explain it in a way to excite me to think that this is going to be awesome. And like, I'd much rather get on here and go, yeah, this is going to be fucking awesome. This is what I asked for all along. But
I don't know why they couldn't just put these targets in, like, say, for example, the arena that doesn't get used for anything, and for like, a month, and then put the 2 boats in that same arena, and then we can just play around with it and see exactly what it is that they're talking about. Because the biggest problem right now is nobody has any fucking clue how anything is going to work and interact.
Right. I mean, we can't even see the ships yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, but that's not quite right, because we know they're agnostic. So that's all.
Well, that's true. It's good to know that my boats do not believe in God.
But yes, we've got, it's like the upgrades and not being in the retro lab and all this sort of stuff. They've got the stuff there, so just let us use it. Like, why fuck about? Just let us use it. Surely it's going to generate coin. If you can excite your players that are left to do something, it will generate coin.
I mean, my first advice to them, if they want to generate excitement about stuff, don't let Wrong Thinker or CM Chris explain anything. Because they like to use these big 50-cent words that add nothing to the actual content of what they're trying to talk about. And the way they describe things talks in such a fucking circular fashion that nobody has a clue what they're actually trying to say. Hire somebody that actually has skills in communication, please, for the love of God.
I mean, I kind of see what they're trying to do, Like, maybe we have, in a way, kind of asked for it, in like, we keep talking about, the old days when you could do this, you could do that. It's the implementation of it That's the bit that they normally fucking, screw up. Yeah. Because we have asked for things to go back to sort of the old days, and if this is a kind of a little bit like some of the stuff we had back then, yeah, okay, if it's done right, it could be fun, yeah. But it's how much faith do I have in them getting it right? And of course, it's more ships, more holes that we got to build when we're already, got a backlog going up to Christmas. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, if you need 2 fleets of these, well, you're going to have to scrap something else, and it's, how are we going to, not everyone will just press repair for 3 coins, because you're going to win or you're going to lose, basically. So, and if you lose, that's your choice. You either pay your 3 coins or you slow repair. So what are you, if everybody's concentrated on this, they're not going to be concentrating on hitting bases. So, or maybe this is a way of trying to get people to play that don't hit bases. I don't know. It's just not, it's just not exciting enough for me to really rave about. And I know I've certainly said a lot of times that I want fleet versus fleet, and I enjoy fleet versus fleet, and I like the skill and all this sort of stuff. So, but this is what they came up with.
I guess this is their reinventing of the arena then, because the arena was a blast till they got their greedy little hands around it. I mean, they're talking 3 coin a battle. I mean, it was a blast when you can go out there and spend 20,000 uranium and get 3 free repairs in battles, and we were battling all day long. I mean, I didn't spend money in the arena, but I was spending money on getting uranium. This is back when they had the dredges, and I'd get like 4 or 5 of my guys. I'd prep for them and fill them up with uranium so we could go and have fun at the arena over the weekend.
Do you think that 3 coin repair is for a full fleet or for 1 ship?
I was thinking it was 1 ship, but I'm not sure. I mean, that would be like what, 15 coin a fleet?
Well,
that's about what they're paying now.
9.
Oh, you can only have 3, so 12 or 9 coin a fleet.
I would think though it would be 3 coin for the fleet for them to be acting like it's a real big deal.
It might be, but I mean, if you take a ship now, a Conqueror ship, and you just don't put no armor and shit on it, it's 30-minute repair, right?
That's exactly what
they're
I
talking
thought
like it's
too.
a big thing, but apparently it's already what's been going on. Trying to upsell an existing product just.
It did say in here, sorry, I'm just trying to find where it says. I like the end line of this too. And we can't wait for you to get your hands on them, but we're going to be waiting for 3 months before we can get our hands on them. So thanks for that.
That being said, it is now 7:59, and AEW starts in 1 minute, so we need to wrap this up.
All right. We're going to watch wrestling, so sorry.
Double or nothing.
Woohoo! All right. So is there anything else anyone wants to say quickly, or shall we just say thanks for watching?
Game of Thrones winter is coming.
All right. I'm going to wrap this up then. All right. Good luck with everyone who's doing bounty. Shipwrecks hit on Tuesday, so I guess we'll know a bit more about them next week. Hope you all have fun in your week of Battle Pirates. Hopefully we've talked about some nice stuff. So like if you like. And whatever. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
See y'all later. You have a good one.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
Oh, my goodness.